Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner into a Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. Set 9 is coming up very soon. Sneak peek is this weekend and then set drops next week. But before I can do that though, I got one last deck profile to show you guys before we get into the new format. I say that very jokingly because set 9 is not going to really do anything. Like, to be honest, until the ban list, until Bushiroad actually makes a ban list, this deck being one of the things that needs to be addressed, nothing's really going to change. It's kind of a shame too because I really do like the current, not the current form of Vanguard, but I like where like Vanguard has been doing things. So like G Guardians are a wonderful addition. Clans are getting expanded upon. It's just a shame that we have decks like this Angelic Wiseman and Grade 1 7C's Rush ruining everything. But that's neither here nor there. Although if you guys want to know what I would try to do in order to fix things up, check the description box below. I will have my hypothetical ban list in there. I will say that nothing is going to get banned because Bushiroad does not strike me as the kind of a company that will ban cards, because they try to appeal to everyone, and if they outright ban a card permanently saying you can't play this in your deck, someone is going to get super sad and cry, and they don't want to hurt little Timmy, whose favorite card is Tock Worker and doesn't understand why he can't play it in his deck. I'm pretty certain I'm not wrong on this. I mean, that's why we've had things like Conroe's not used as a starter, even though back in the day you could make an argument for him being banned and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so that being said, this is my version of Time Leap, the deck that we all know and hate. And yeah, this shouldn't be too different from the last time I profiled this. This is version 4 of Time Leap Chronicle, and this will probably be the last build of it that I feature on this channel pre-ban list, hopefully. After this, I'm going to try and build the Zodiac Timebeast deck because that looks at least to be fun and not dirty, so I can actually play it at my locals and games against friends and like not be like that guy who plays Tears Hero Gear Chronicle against my opponent's Tachikaze deck. Yeah, so yeah. That being said, let's get started. So, 2 copies of Tock Worker. I still like my 2. I know you can play 3 and get away with it, or play 2 in a drawn, but I just don't like running 3 starters. I think it clumps. Then for the grade 3s, actually we'll feature him second. So first, 3 copies of the original Chronojet Dragon. We now have multiple Chronojets, so you can cut down on this. This one's still good. Counterblast 1, Tuck. It's useful against matchups where they happen to have a unit that you need to get out of the way, like Link Joker. Tucking their Limberbreaker remover means that they're actually at 3 damage, they can't kill your stuff with Breaker. And of course, GB2, when he attacks, he becomes a Glory Maelstrom, but with 5k. Then we have 3 copies of the new Chronojet Dragon G, and he has 2 skills. The first one is, during your turn, for every 2 face-up cards in your G zone, he gains 5k. So, after your first stride, he'll be swinging for 16. After your next stage, he'll be swinging for 21 without the booster. And his other skill is also during your turn, your Zodiac Timebeast rearguards gain 1000 power. This is not GB2 restricted, so that's helpful, especially in certain matchups like rush decks. You can call your Zodiac Timebeast units down and they get bigger, and I am running a couple to accommodate this, not a whole bunch though, as I didn't think to actually keep my Zodiac Timebeast draws and crits, so RIP me. But yeah, that comes up, and then his other skill is, when your G unit strides and it's a Gear Dragon or a Zodiac Timebeast, you can call up to 1 card from hand, and then you can choose a unit on your field and Time Leap it. So it's just like Altmile and Verano. You can choose not to call something and then just Time Leap something if you don't have anything in hand worth calling. He just helps you deal with matchups where, like, say your opponent is playing Kagura and Arakami and they wipe your board out, but you have a stand trigger in your hand. You can just call the stand trigger, leap it, and just go from there. So still good, but I'm not running 4 of either one because I still want to run the copy of Square One Dragon. I tried playing without this and I really missed it. Like, decks like this in Bloom are not going to max out on all of their named grade 3s because the other grade 3s that they have are really good cards that either enable or extend their combos, and this is one of them because of his ability to become a 0 and then leap into a 1 and then go from there. Like, you can do a full-on loop with this guy in the right setup, and him being able to get you soul charges is also useful for things like your G Guardian. Then for the 2s, 3 Upstream Dragon, 3 History Maker Dragon, 2 Calibum. I cut down on one of each of these so I could make room for a couple other cards in here. 1 being Delay Blazer Dragon, so his skill is, during your turn, when another unit is placed on Rearguard Circle from your deck by time leaping, he gains 2k, so he becomes 11, then 13, and so on. And his other skill is GB1. When he is placed on Rearguard Circle, and you have a grade 4 or greater Vanguard with, just a grade 4 Vanguard with Chronojet in its card name, Force of Habit, you can choose one of your grade 2 Rearguards and time leap it. So he can enable himself. If you do this during the battle phase, he has extra attacks off. There's just plays where you're able to swing with a 2 and then leap a 1 into this guy and then leap the 2 into a 3 and go from there. But only just 1 copy, I think that's enough. And lastly, 2 copies of Chrono Spin Serpent. So this is a vanilla from the recent trial deck. He is a Zodiac Time Beast, meaning if you happen to have Chronojet Dragon G as your Vanguard and his skill is live, this will be an 11k attacker. An unconditional 11k attacker is one of the reasons why I play him. So you can leap a 1 into this and just swing for 11. Unlike Upstream Dragon, he won't go into the deck. Unlike this guy, you don't have to call another unit. And the 10k base is also good defensively if you have to ride this thing, which you do. It allows you to know, you can just throw a 10k down and no pass a 14k attacker. Or you can just stop 9k attackers that swing unboosted. Relevant. So then for the 1s, it's 4 Stride Enablers, 3 Unflip Perfect Cards, and then 1 of the new Perfect Card, Steamkeeper Lahabashim. Yes. So skill is when the unit is placed on the deck on rearguard from your deck and via time leaping, you can discard a card that bounces to your hand. So it's a searchable PG, which I always do like having in a deck. 3 Melem, 1 GG, 1 Tickaway Dragon to help reload the deck. And then 1 of the new cards, the Maiden Meshkia, so her skill is, when the unit is placed on Rearguard Circle from the deck via time leap, you can rest it, draw a card, and give a unit 4k. So she just allows you to draw an extra card and allow things to hit for numbers. Like just the 1 copy though, it comes up every now and then. And then for the triggers, it's a bit of an unusual ratio, but hear me out here. We have 4 copies of Tock Worker plus 1 generic crit. This should be a Zodiac Time Beast, but again, I didn't think to keep those. And then 3 draw triggers. These should all be Chrono Doge Sheep, but I didn't keep those. Like I'm just gonna replace these things with more of these. But yeah, you can pretend these are them, but these have their merits too. But the important thing is though, they're draw triggers, so they allow you to draw into combo pieces, so you can go off. 2 of the Busted Stand. And then 2 of an older stand that's become a little bit more relevant now. So this is Vainglory Dream Gear Cats from set 2, and its skill is when you shuffle one of your opponent's units into the deck by one of your card effects, you can give one of your units 10k and then shuffle this guy into the deck. So just like the stand trigger from Grand Blue, you can use this in interesting ways in order to bypass attack barriers or set up defensive barriers. The most obvious one is that when you're doing your Melem combos, let's just pull her out from this pile of stuff here. Where the hell did she go? There it is. When you're doing your Melem combos and you end with 1 last Melem swing, go into the deck, and you pull this thing out at rest, and then if you're able to tuck your opponent's rearguard during their turn, which by the way you can now, this will go off, shuffle into the deck, and give your Vanguard 10,000 power. So now your Chronojet Dragon is at 21. This should be enough to stop a lot of multi-attack based decks, as they can't hit for 21. This is relevant in certain matchups like Neo Nectar. Well, not Neo Nectar. Their numbers are so big it doesn't matter. But against like Genesis, if you're able to out the Wiseman, and if they end up calling a Wiseman while you're doing that, this guy will be 21, so the Wiseman can't come at you anymore because they lost all their boosts because it's battle phase. And of course, versus the Mirror versus Grand Blue, that's not named 7 Seas Rush, having a 2100 body is relevant. I think it'll also be very useful when Nova Grapplers get their upgrades, because Nova Grapplers is one of those decks that can make multiple attacks, but with a 21k defensive body, you should be able to 10k those attacks easier. So that's it for the main deck. And lastly, 4 heals featuring Zodiac Time Beasts. Then for the extra deck, it's pretty straightforward. It's 4 next stage, 2 of the dumb card. Oh boy, this card. Like, the fact that this deck is now at the point where this can potentially win the game the moment it's dropped is downright crazy. And the fact that this has pretty much become more powerful than next stage. Like, I can see the merits of dropping next stage to 2 and focusing more on Phoenix, because Phoenix just does a lot of dumb things. But for the times where you can't Phoenix, you have 2 warp drives, as he can just leap units on field. Not to mention Chrono Dragon G triggers off of this guy, whereas it won't trigger off of this guy. But if you're going into this guy, it's because your hand is nuts and you're able to do like the 7 to 9 attacks in a turn. Then 2 Chronos Command Dragons and things to flip up with these guys so that you're able to answer boards. Link Joker is still a very commonly played deck here. I deal with that matchup on a frequent basis, and I like having answers to it. And then 2 Uluru, 1 Rafana, and 1 Hedor Hound Dragon. So this is the new G Guardian for Chrono Jet decks, as his skill is, when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle and you have a Chrono Jet Vanguard, you can Soul Blast a card in order to shuffle a unit into the deck. Then your opponent calls the top card of their deck. So it's kind of like a Griffin, except you don't minus your opponent. It has its uses, like you can spin a unit that's going to be a problem, like a Restander, such as Tunnel Assault, a Blaster Blade against a Sanctuary Guard deck, big column Neo Nectars, and Wiseman if your opponent is playing the Favouring deck and they only have 1 Wiseman, not 2. In this game, although if you think you're going to be playing against Wiseman decks, then you would run 2 of these and cut something else from here. I'm only running the 1 though because no one plays Wiseman here, so I can get away with only running the 1. But because this guy is able to shuffle an opponent's card into the deck on their turn, this will allow your Cat stand trigger to go off and thus make your Vanguard 21. And yeah, that's it for the G-Zone. You may notice I'm not running Gear Groovy, but that's just because the card's not good right now. It's widely accepted among all the more experienced Gear Chronicle players that Gear Groovy right now is just incredibly greedy. Like, I've nicknamed him Gear Greedy because in order to pull off the most powerful turns with Gear Groovy, you have to run a very specific extra deck, and you're giving up a lot of cards to do so. It's just simply not necessary when you can instead focus on trying to kill your opponent with Phoenix, Warp Drive, and Next Stage. And I'd rather not cut out these cards for just a slightly more powerful Next Stage turn. And that's it for the deck itself. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, I say I hope you guys enjoyed this, but I'm like, I can understand why people hate this deck. Like, it's disgusting. Like, the fact that it's being able to come the way it is both cool, but also at the same time not cool, because what was it? A little over a year ago, Gear Chronicle was like this okayish to bad deck, and then it got Next Stage and then became a respectable deck. And then it got Time Leap, and the ability to leap during the battle phase. And then it became disturbingly good, and then it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. Blizzard Road team does know this. They're trying to take the deck in a new direction with its Zodiac Time Beasts, but why even bother playing that deck when this is the superior build? So they will have to address it. Again, I'll list what I would do to address this deck, among other things, in the description box, but yeah. As far as the Zodiac Time Beast deck goes, I might give it a shot. I mean, I'm probably going to be buying set 9 now that not only am I building Narukami out of it, but I have an Aqua Force deck now, so I actually have reason to pick up Wailing Savas. Although, what I own is a Blue Wave deck, so actually it wouldn't be that difficult to upgrade it. Like, Lambros is getting reprinted, and Storm Dominator's new reprint shouldn't be too pricey. Like, it's still going to be a project. Like, I'm not going to build it right away. It's just, if I can get the pieces for it, I'll build it. So, but yeah, like, what's it? Split Pegasus won't be that difficult to get. No one really wants to build that yet, so why the hell not? And of course, out of that said, I'm building Narukami. I'll be building Vanquisher, I'll be building Eradicator, Vanquisher, and I don't know if I really would want to bother updating my other builds. Like, basically, if you're playing Kaiser and you're playing Brawler, you just run a couple to 4 copies of Voltage and then a couple VMAXs, and depending on like your extra deck count, because for Brawlers, VMAX is basically another Big Bang Knuckle Turbo. and you can use turbo to flip up voltages, so that when you go into VMAX, you have voltages to work with. And then Kaiser can just benefit from having a VMAX that's able to punch things. Like, you're not going to be using him for his Thunderstrike 5 ability, you're just going to be using him to punch the board. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I can really say about that. What else am I... Oh yeah, I'm going to be trying to build Nova Grapplers at some point. Like, I am so excited for Blouse. Oh my god. Like, the moment that I saw that they were doing this, I'm like, yes, I'm building this. So I dug out my Blau deck. Turns out I only own one Mon Blau Cloaker and 2 Galaxy. Well, I used to own 2 Galaxy. I ordered 2 more before the price jumped, so I have a set of those, but I only have 1 Mon, and that makes me sad. I've got everything else, though. Play a set of Perfect Guards, so that's getting reprinted. Galaxy's getting reprinted. Oh, that's hilarious. And Wolfang Liberator Garmore's getting reprinted too, which is funny because I found like my playset of those too. From my old Liberator deck of all things. I still have my Holy Shine Dragon deck. Funny that. But anyway, so yeah, that's all for the video. I apologize for going a little bit of a long-winded rant here. Well, not rant, but rambling, but just... I'll let you guys know I like to shoot the shit with y'all. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, this is Blue Starter 9, checking out.